Shalom. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to talk about something that we all know about, but some things is always good to go over it again. And that's the commandments and the word of Jehovah are designed for our protection and for our well-being. Now, today I'm talking about guarding your heart. All right, recently I saw an animated cartoon movie, Garfield. Okay, this is not a spoiler because I'm not going to tell you all that happened, but just some things about it. But it was a definite test of my guarding my heart. And you might say, really? Why? Well, it was a story with lots, and did I say lots, of animated violence toward what was portrayed as innocent, furry, feathered, bovine, and other animals. Okay, you know, just the animals, and they were being mistreated. Okay. But it was a roller coaster, of terror, sympathy, just outrage, and other emotions that wanted to come to the surface. And by the time the movie was over, I was tired from fighting to control my emotions. Now, you may ask, well, why didn't you just leave? Well, it was a mother-daughter outing, and we had been looking for a movie for months to be able to go to and thought this was going to be, a pretty safe one to listen to. And besides that, we were in one of those cinemas where they serve you lunch while you're watching the movie. So I endured, okay? And just a note, I didn't cry when baby Garfield looked like he was being abandoned or the bull was separated from the cow of his dreams, okay? Now, there had been a lot of movie watching in my prior years where I wasn't so successful with guarding my heart. In the 1970s, I remember I lived in Pittsburgh, and I lived in an apartment building, and my best friend at the time lived above me on the second floor. And we would be in our individual apartments watching the same movie and be on the phone, the landlines, because we didn't have cell phones back then, and on the phone critiquing the movie. Sometimes we'd be laughing, and sometimes we'd be sobbing together. But I do remember one big tearjerker was a Ronald Reagan film called The King's Row, where it was a whole lot of things that was going on, but due to Ronald Reagan was a guy on the wrong side of the tracks, and a girl on the right side of the tracks was in love with him, but another guy was in love with her who was a doctor. And anyway, Ronald Reagan's legs got amputated needlessly, okay? And so you talking about somebody tear jerking, and she was up there crying, and I was crying too, about that. Oh, by the way, y'all remember these little hankies? This is my grandmother's hanky that they would always have it like in the purse, or sometimes they would have it up the sleeve like this, or something like that. But anyway, so we'd be crying over those movies. And I thought about it as I was getting ready to do this story. Maybe I need to watch that again and just see how much I have, you know, gotten myself together and guard my heart. Crying over something. It's just a movie. It's just a movie. All right. Not even a documentary, just a movie. So anyway, back to this other movie I wanted to tell you about. And watching this one, my eyes did swell up with tears. Okay, this was a few years ago. And I was working on a Sunday, and I decided I was going to take a break. And I started flipping through the channels on the television. And I stopped when I saw a PG romantic comedy movie, and the film followed the plot. Boy loves girl, boy loses girl, boy regains the girl, and then they live happily ever after. Okay, at the boy regains girl part, which took 50 years from the time he lost her, I find myself swelling up with emotion and coming teary-eyed, over the romantic reunion. But I sighed in relief. The true love prevailed, wiped my eyes and continued to watch with bated breath to see if this other couple, the younger couple in the subplot, would he finally, unite despite obstacles in the lives that kept them apart. The story took twists and turns, but it had a great ending when all the people who were supposed to be together was together. I felt refreshed, and I went back to work. But something kept needling me in my spirit about that movie. Then I reflected on the emotions that come up in me and then the tears. I said, what was that based on? It was worldly standards. Both the older couple and the younger couple in the movie had come together based on emotional connections and similar lifestyle preferences. None of that attraction had anything to do based on biblical principles. Now you might say, Shar, it was just a movie. Yeah, but that's the point. I allowed myself to be open to worldly emotional appeal, and I got pulled in willingly, I say, into the carnal realm of romance. In college, I heard the phrase, love is a feeling that you feel when you feel you have a feeling you never felt before. You know, utterly nonsensical, okay? But a lot of people fall for that, and then you end up with consequences that you really didn't see going on a feeling, okay? Because love is a commitment. It's not feeling. Feelings come and go. Okay. And believers would be ill advised to cultivate relationships based on physical and emotional traits that are void of Elohim's commands. We can be easily deceived when we allow our emotions to lead us. Truly, the Father's word is a shield to protect us not only from outside forces, but protect us from our own desires also. And so a couple of verses with actually the same verse but different interpretation. Proverbs 4:23, the King James Version. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. And from the complete Jewish Bible, which seems to render it a little bit more succinct for me, above everything else, guard your heart, for it is a source of life's consequences. All right, until next time, blessings and shalom. And remember to like and share and subscribe if you haven't already. Shalom.